Turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. Turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. Turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf.
What's good with the God, family? I want to welcome everybody to a journey, not a destination, where we talk about the destination in totality. Growth is motion. So if you're not moving, you're not grooving. Anyways, and the groove depends on who it is. You know what I'm saying? Some of us be sliding and gliding. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, as you guys know, man, I have a guest here today, as always. You feel me? I got Big Keach. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be in the building real soon, but I want to thank you guys for continuing this journey. Whoever is here, good morning, good night, good afternoon, good evening, good day, mate. Whichever one you feel, or good night. I'll take either one. It don't matter, right? I want to welcome everybody. As you know, I got Keisha in here. You know what I mean? We're gonna bring her in just to keep it safe. Keisha, what's good with your family?
Hey, good. Everything's good so far.
Okay. I like so far. Listen, there's gonna be honesty on here, right? But also we having fun at the same time. So don't hold us to everything we say, but just learn from it.
Take everything for face value. No, I'm just playing.
Exactly, right. How was your weekend?
Weekend, it was good. I don't know. I get mommy brain, so sometimes I forget what we did.
Yeah, just autopilot, trying to
Right.
figure it out, right? No, I love
Yeah.
that. My weekend was work. It was really heavy work, getting a lot of things done, getting ready for the first, new beginnings, new challenges, new levels, new devils. You know what I mean? It's real out here, but
Right.
we
Right.
loving the process. I'm loving the journey. I'm enjoying every moment. I can't lie. Like life is good, definitely.
Life is
But
good.
it's also interesting. You know, I've been learning a lot about this retrograde stuff, right?
Oh
Retrograde
yeah.
has been crazy. Niggas have been coming back, asking questions. But we gotta stay strong. You feel me? We gotta stay tight, stay right. We working on it. Give us some time. We'll be rich, right? But as you know,
Right.
guys, in the beginning, we like to do a mental and an emotional checkup. Keish, from a scale of 1 to 10, what is our mental today from a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, mental today. I think my mental's actually pretty good. I think I'll give it a 9. It's
Okay.
pretty good.
Okay.
I felt
Mental
accomplished
is a
today,
9.
even though I did nothing. I didn't do anything, but I felt accomplished, like I did something.
Yeah, rest. We gotta
Yeah.
take rest
Well,
as an
no, I
accomplishment.
didn't do that. Mm-mm.
Okay, not
But
not the
yeah,
physical. Now you can't go
yeah,
to
maybe
sleep
a mental rest.
for 12
Yeah.
hours.
Sheesh, I
That's
can't
not
even go to
happening.
sleep for
Not
two
with the
hours.
babies.
Right.
Um, that's fire. For me, my mental would be I'm about I'm about an 8. I'm about an 8 as well.
Okay.
Just grooving. You know what I mean? Making small executions, small
Right.
progression.
Those little ones.
And
Those little ones. Yeah.
just the little ones. We ain't did nothing big yet. You know what I mean? We just trying to stay consistent in parts of our life right now. So definitely 8 is for me. As far as emotional, right? What is your emotional from a scale of 1 to 10?
Emotion. Right now, I think they're pretty low. So,
Okay.
low in a good way though. Like not feeling myself too much or thinking about things too much or emotionally involved in things too much. So I'll probably put it down to emotions probably about a 2.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's interesting. Um,
I mean, but had you asked me like 3 hours ago,
right. You got a 7.
that was a whole nother story.
But I respect that and I receive that. You know, every day can't be a good day, right? But we can always,
Right.
we just want to end the day right. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's gonna be a bad day, but let's try to end it off right. Emotionally for me, I would say my level is from a scale of 1 to 10. Emotionally, it's been a bunch of stuff going on, but it's been like good stuff, right? And like crazy stuff. So for me, I'm definitely a 6. I'm a 6 today.
Okay.
Uh, I can't lie. You know, it's a lot of processing of other people's emotion and me being mindful. Like I have to be the bigger person. I got to be wise with my words. Um, you know, I got to be smarter with my emotions because people are coming to me who wouldn't normally come to me about
Mhm.
a variety of different things, and they've been looking for emotional space.
Mm.
And I've been trying to understand if I can not if I can, but do I want to give them that space?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right. Are you
saying?
equipped to deal with that space? Because
Right.
then you
Am I
still gotta
equipped? And as I'm
tackle your own
processing that,
emotions.
exactly. So with that, um, I'm always, my goal is in life is there's always a better way to do something, right? And with always there's a better way to do something, that means you sometimes have to be the bigger person even when you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Even when
Oof,
you
amen.
deserve to snap, even when you deserve to tell a nigga it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care how you feel. But there's always a better way to do something. So with that, I've been a 6, just processing all that and accepting some things in my life for sure.
Mm.
Um, but as you guys know, today's journey not a destination. We will be talking about redefining success, right? Um, moving from external validation, right, to internal fulfillment. Success as a process, redefining it, right? Trying to get a better understanding of the goals you may have set or the dreams you may have had when you was a kid, right? To the dreams and goals that you're executing now, right? And how to be fulfilled where you are, how to accept that, hey, I am successful. I'm already successful. We're just trying to get more successful in different areas of our life. Um, but listen, at some point, everyone has to redefine what success really means. And, you know, maybe you get it when you're 25. They say most men, we become mature at 27, right? So what I can say is at 27, the things I used to like.
I don't
Hey,
know.
look,
We're gonna have to do another poll on that one. That
nah,
one's
we
out.
can. We
The
can.
jury's
Listen to the
still out
comments.
on
If you
that.
hear this in the comments, man, shout out my dogs, man. Listen, let them know that at 27, that's when we become true mature adults and we start having
I don't
manly
know.
thoughts.
I don't. Sheesh, that's
But before that
debatable.
is straight bullshit every time. You feel me? But no, I'm joking. Define what it means for you, man. It's gonna take some time, right? You're gonna have to adjust every year, every month, every day. You know what I mean? Depending on the circumstances and situation. Just make sure you prepare yourself so you can be prepared for it, right? And as always, I want to welcome you guys to Journey Our Destination, right? Early in life, success often looks very clear: titles, money, recognition, right? Those things seem like the markers that prove we're moving in the right direction. But somewhere along the journey, our understanding of success begins to change. Not because those things lose value completely, but because we begin to ask deeper questions. Questions like, am I fulfilled? Am I growing? Am I living in the alignment of with who I really am? You know, a couple days ago, I called my brother, and my brother's a pastor, and we talk pretty frequently, But I had some things on my head, And normally, when I ask him questions, he got answers, right? But for this time, he didn't have no answers. That's kind of what sparked this segment today, this episode today, right? My brother, I called him, and I was like, "Yo, hey, I got a question for you." You know what I'm saying? My first question was, because he's been married for 20 years or some shit like that, crazy number. So I asked him, when did you know that you know your wife was going to be your wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, what characteristic did you look for? What characteristic that made you know that this was going to be the one and this was going to be it? He couldn't answer, right? Shockingly, I was like, oh shit, okay, I ain't never trumped him before. He said he got to think about it. So if he tells me, I'll bring it up, but I probably won't. But then my next question was, yo, are you fulfilled? Like what is fulfillment to you right now? You know? And he looked at it more so on a fulfillment of, just himself. But I'm like, no, everything, marriage, all this, like how do you keep being fulfilled? Like, are you fulfilled? He didn't want to answer. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked about it because normally anytime we have questions, we always go deep and, we normally bring God into it and he got a scripture for me ready and waiting. But he had none for this one. You know what I'm saying? Which helped me understand that, no matter what age and what place we at, there's still things we need to learn. There's still things we need to do. There's still fulfillment that needs to be obtained.
Right.
And I'm learning about that. Kesha, like what's some of the as far as these questions, am I fulfilled? Am I growing? Or am I living in alignment who I am? Um, how have you experienced redefining success and fulfillment in your life right now?
So redefining success. I mean, growing up, success was always measured based on the accolades that you could get, the
Mm-hmm.
degrees, the house,
Right.
the money, the
Right.
good job, the cars, the white picket fence with the dog. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's what it was measured on. And so that's what growing up, that's what I thought, I had to do. So I had checked off the boxes. I got the house, I got the car, I got the
Mm.
degrees. It was like, but there's still something missing.
Right.
And I felt like every time I would go back to school for something more because I mean, me personally, I love to learn. So learning never stops for me.
Right.
But it's like I still wasn't fulfilled at all. So like success now looks to me is a point of where I love to go to work every single day.
Yeah.
Whether that's at this point it's I'm working for someone, but I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that's what my success will look like. Working for someone is probably working for myself, but
Mm.
loving to go to work every day and enjoying work, um that's what success will look for me now. Fulfillment will look for me is it's a feeling. It's this feeling that I would get like I've accomplished what I need to, and I'm
Yeah.
happy every day, even if we're doing the same thing. I'm happy
Yeah.
with that. I'm joyful with that. It brings joy to me to know, okay, well, every day we go for a walk around the block or whatever. And just
Mm-hmm.
knowing that we're going to do that every day that's the type of fulfillment I'm looking for. So it's more of a feeling for me, not a
Mm.
physical thing, but a feeling.
Yeah, I would say, do you think fulfillment is tangible?
For me, no.
Mm.
I don't
Mm.
think it's tangible. I don't think it's something that you
Okay,
can
so
really measure in that sense.
do you think it is a place in life where you can have that fulfillment? Is there a time? Have you ever had a have you ever had a time or a place where it felt fulfillment, but like it didn't continue? It kind of just it was only at that time.
Yeah, I think you do have those moments
Okay.
of where you feel like you've been fulfilled,
Yeah.
and then just depending on the circumstances, like is there more that you want? Like, okay, I'm fulfilled now, but now that I've been exposed to this, I want more.
Mm.
So I think once you really define what your fulfillment is, you won't want more. You're satisfied, you're good, you're fulfilled, you're at the point, the max out point that you want nothing else. I think that's when
Mm.
fulfillment would come in.
Okay. I agree. Right. I do think that there is a difference between fulfillment and content. And sometimes content can
Mm,
feel like fulfillment. You could like trick yourself into thinking like this is it, and that may help for a certain time frame, but we only get one life, y'all. Live this shit. Do whatever the hell you want to do that's legal, healthy, and valuable, and can impact others or yourself. Make sure we do it all, right? That's what's super important. Check this
yeah,
out, guys.
but legality is based on where you at the time too.
I
You
agree.
know. Because you can be in Cali and do a lot of legal stuff
Right,
that you
yeah.
can't do in Georgia.
This is true. I can't confirm nor deny, but this is true. Look, guys, there's a moment when you realize something surprising. Achieving a goal doesn't always bring the feeling you expect. You work hard for something, you finally reach it, and then it's fireworks, right? Then there's a quiet reflection. That's when you begin to understand something important. Success isn't about reaching a milestone, it's about becoming someone who lives with purpose and peace. And I'm a firm believer of protecting your peace at all costs. You understand me? The game is real. You spent years chasing something, only to discover the real reward was the person you became along the way. Which is why it's a journey, not a destination. And we tell you to enjoy the journey. Because once the destination is, you're going to miss everything you did to get there. So to speak on this, right? True success evolves. It moves from external applause to internal alignment, from proving something to others to understanding something within yourself. And once that shift happens, the journey becomes more meaningful because you're no longer chasing success, you're living. And I urge us all to live it. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend of mine, they called me for advice, one of the random ones. And they came to the realization that everything that they were working for in this time didn't mean nothing. And now they wanted something more. They wanted a different life, but the life they created was healthy. It was healthy. It was good. It was sustainable to a certain thing, but it might have some toxic shit in it for sure. But they had stability. They had everything you can ask for. But the problem was they realized none of this stuff matters.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's when you hit that point where you realize, like, damn, I can't take none of this with me. And no matter who's around me, I'm gonna die alone.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? And and it's like all this work that we put in to make ourselves better. We need to put that same work into the people we love, into the people we communicate with. Your community, your communion. The people you speak to, the people you love on, the people you allow to love you. You know what I'm saying? We got to redefine all that and make sure those are having the values and characteristics and things to help with your fulfillment. You know, again, you can't make anybody your destination because once you do, it's no longer a journey, and that destination sucks. But
Right.
we definitely don't want any of that. But listen, guys, check this out. As you know, we got 7 questions today that speaks on redefining our success. As you always know, if you have any questions, if these questions, trump you, if they stop you and make you think, and it gives you the space where you feel like this can help you, please, by all means, use them. And, share in the comments what you think and how these questions impact you and what's your perspective on some of these questions. We would love to hear it, especially me. It's your boy. We got question number 1 for the day, right? Is how has your definition of success changed over time? How has my success changed over time? Well, for me, I would say my success has changed because I really was chasing and fighting the wrong things, right? I wanted to be, I had these big dreams as a kid to be like, have my Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the mansion. I wanted 10 wives, side pieces as well. I wanted it all. And as I grew up, I got older, I started experiencing life and realizing what it takes to not only feel and be successful, but to know that you're already successful in the present. We just trying to get more successful. That's something that changed for me as far as a definition over time, right? I don't want to be the person that is mad or in my feelings about where I'm at and how I feel like I don't have something. Comparison is a thief of joy. And I refuse to compare my life to anyone else because God gave this to me and He gave me the most best ability, and that's to choose. And if we choose ourselves, you know what I mean, success will come in time. But it's really a mentality for me, right? Success has become more of a mentality than an actual place as an actual thing. If I wake up and I do these certain systems and these certain things, they allow me to know that I'm already successful. We're just trying to get more successful. And that's something that really helped me on the definition side of changing the thought process for success for me. How about you, Keith?
Yeah, I think your definition, or it pertains to everyone differently, what they see success as. I mean, not
Yeah.
everybody sees success as the same thing. So it's really based on, what you view as success and what makes you get to that point of, okay, I've done it.
Yeah.
and I'm successful. So for me, like growing up, I watched the movie The Relic. I don't know if you ever watched that,
Yeah.
but I wanted to be an evolutionary biologist because of that movie.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm
All
gonna be
right.
an evolutionary biologist, thinking that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna discover something like that, like the movie in The Relic. Like, no. But along that road, I'm like, man, that's a lot of schooling. As I got older, and I'm like, okay, let me change up. I don't want to be that anymore. I want to be a
Yeah.
homicide investigator now.
Oh.
But then it was like, sheesh, I'm gonna have to deal with death every day. But it just changed. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. But I mean, every day I feel like I want to do something new. But
Mhm.
but that's just me trying to, learn more. But my success, like I said, is a feeling or fulfillment is a feeling, which also goes to my success as well. Like
Yeah.
it's what I what I want to accomplish,
Yeah.
not what somebody wants me to accomplish. Because I did what everybody wanted me to do. So it's
Right.
like, okay, well, now when do you start doing it for you? So now it's like everything I do now is for me. You know,
Mm.
Everybody else, y'all got y'all, whatever y'all wanted from me, checks in the box, So now it's about me.
Yeah.
Now it's about me. So I think my success is going to be defined based off of what I personally want to accomplish and what I measure as being successful, not what someone
Hmm.
else does what somebody else does, So yeah, that's how I see it.
Well, I support that. I support that. Hey, listen, the most classic saying. What's the bear? What's the bear from Cali? The little fire bear?
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey the
Smokey the
Bear.
Bear.
Smokey Bear always has a classic saying. All right, and I urge you all to pay attention, man. Only you can stop forest fires.
You
So
can't do nothing about those Santa and the winds, but you can stop forest fires.
you can stop the fire. It's always in your hand. I told somebody that one day, and they said, "But I like fire."
Oh no.
Yeah, I hung up. Hung up immediately. Uh,
Oh.
but I agree, right? In conclusion, um, our definitions will change drastically, and sometimes you'll just adjust, or they may stay the same depending on the person. Like again, all this is case by case. Let me know what you think, right? Our next
Right.
question, right, for the day is: what goals once defined success for you, but now feel less important? Goals once defined success for you, but now feel less important. You got something, Kish? Because if not, I'll go.
Yeah, I got some. Well,
Okay.
even what I was talking about earlier, like the goals that once define success, like I said, the house,
Mhm.
getting the house, you get it, and you're like, okay, now what's next? You get the degrees, you get the
Mhm.
degrees, then what's
Yeah.
next? I don't have a white picket fence in the front, but I got the
Right.
dog, which I'm
Mhm.
like, man, I should have just got a fish. But you get all these things, and it's like, what's next? Because you're still not seeing the success that you want to see because you've left your definition based on how you were raised and how
Yeah.
society said that success was defined, as opposed to you fulfilling your needs. So now, like I said before, it's all about me and what I want. But now my success is based on, fulfilling me,
Mhm.
being fulfilled and being comfortable and empowering in my own skin and in my own decisions that I make, and not allowing others to define it, and not
Yeah.
allowing others to make you feel like you're less than because of what your success has been defined as.
Mm.
So it's going to take a lot to kind of cancel out the noise of everyone else speaking and talking when
Yeah.
you get on that road to defining your own success, and when you get on that road to fulfilling yourself, because you're going to have to drop some people, you're going to have to cut some people off, you're going to have to be like, hey, I know you don't like it, but this is me. You're going
Mhm.
to have to show up for you first.
Every time, and don't you forget it, because it's a journey, not a destination. But I definitely agree. I would say a goal that used to define success is less important for me. was I do music, right? I do a lot of music, and I had the dream of wanting to be the best rapper. I still have that dream, right? I had the dream of wanting to get on the radio and those different things, and then I actually got on the radio, and I actually got some of these successes, and they did nothing.
Right.
Nothing at all. And I realized getting to my goal was deeper than putting music out. It was deeper than just going in there and doing the song and dropping it. Now I can do what I love. There's a community for me. There's a place for me. But back when I was taking it serious, there was a standard. There were certain things that needed to be done. You need to have PRs and all type of. Listen, you still have to. But that time was a little bit different. Like now you got a few little AI agents, you know what I mean, get a little marketing thing going. You can really cook with some fish grease for sure. That's something that changed for me was, instead of being the best for everybody, I just wanted to put the best music out that I love in hopes that it inspires and touch other people. I didn't have to conform. I didn't have to go do trendy shit. I can actually do my music and people appreciate it, like it, and hear it and be like, oh, this is actually really good, you know? Because I still care about the craft. I still care about the integrity of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't lose sight of honing my craft while AI is around, while people are using different things to enhance themselves. When the shit hit the fan and ain't nothing but my hands and my writing and me, and my voice, I still can get to it. And that was one of the goals that was big for me. That is no longer a big deal for me now. Now I do music because I truly love it, and it's impactful for me. It's something that has value. It's something that where it's my therapy. It's where I can sit down and get my stuff off, and I don't have to worry about, oh, you got to make a club record or this and that. Like, no, I'm making stuff that I truly like, love, and will listen to 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? And I was always told you got to have the club record. You got to have this record and that record. You got to, pop this, pop that. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, what do I truly want to do? You know what I mean? And that was one of the goals that changed for me. It's still important, but it's just less important now because it's more so about my message opposed to the trends for me, as far as a goal of mine that is less important. But hey, we'll see where it goes, right? Make sure I go check me out. You feel me? Our third question for the day, right, is when did you realize fulfillment and success aren't always the same thing? When did I realize fulfillment and success aren't always the same thing? Man, I don't know about you guys, but success and fulfillment, I've experienced that on all types of levels, right? Where like you're happy about something. I had a good day or something good happened, right? And then it was fulfilling. I was successful at it, but I couldn't share with the people that I love because they were no longer here, right? They were gone. You know what I'm saying, so to speak, no longer on this earth. And though the success of it was great, and I was proud of it, and they told me it would happen. They told me this is how it would go. They manifested, but the fulfillment part was lacking because I couldn't tell them like y'all was right. I was like, damn, this is what they was talking about. This is what they mean. You know what I mean? Everything that glitters ain't gold, right? That's a real thing,
Right.
you know?
Very true.
Like everything that, like you think you want these
Woo.
things, you get there, you think it's what it's supposed to be. They feel good. Everybody's proud of you, but if they don't feel right, something missing, something
Mm-hmm.
bothering you. And for me, it's always been certain people I wanted to hear, I'm proud of you from. You know what I mean? Or I see you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know if they were alive, they would say it. They would root for me the whole ride. We would talk every day for hours. You know what I'm saying? I had a few people like that, and that was one time where fulfillment and success didn't match. Right. Another time, right? Because I have a lot of girl problems, right? You should be quiet.
99 problems.
But the chick is one. Let me tell you right now. There was a time where I had the good girl, and we were having a successful relationship. Everything was good, right? Everything was great. She was a great woman. All the stuff. She had everything I wanted. But I had a sexual connection with somebody else. And for some reason, that sexual connection was more fulfilling than the success of this relationship.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to the
Mm.
point where people think they care. People think they want somebody that treat them good until you get treated good. I had a girlfriend, right? I would tell her she was cute and she was beautiful. and all this other stuff. And she would say, why would you say that? You're only saying that because you're my boyfriend. Like, you have to say that type of shit. You know what I mean? Or I'll give her, or I'll see somebody else say the same thing to her, but little stranger nigga, right? Back when I was young, I'm dumb. And, you know, she would get an epiphany and have the same spark. I have a whole different spark to her. You know what I'm saying? But I just told you this in the house. Like, but because you feel I have to say it, you know what I'm saying? You're not really appreciating the good guy I'm trying to be, the attentiveness I'm trying to bestow upon you. But, you know, for me, I almost sacrificed that relationship for that sexual connection. Okay, I'm talking about two separate situations as well. I'm sorry, y'all. But back to the main situation. There was a time where it was a successful relationship, but it wasn't fulfilling. You know what I mean? She didn't get me. The funniness wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? You know, she didn't really, you know, we listened to opposite music. You know what I'm saying? It was just little things, little stuff, y'all. This wasn't like, you know, she was cheating, I was cheating. It was just slight disconnects that I didn't know mattered to my fulfillment, right? But I thought that because I had this, we can work towards the fulfillment. And sometimes people will show themselves to you, right? You got to quit believing in the potential and believe the present of what you're seeing and what the hell is going on. And sometimes I let a lot of things slide. You know what I'm saying? For the fact of I knew it would be successful, but knowing it wouldn't be fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've had to fuck to live before. So it's in that instance, there's no fulfillment. It's only success. We only try to win. But I digress. And
I digress.
on J and D Combos After Dark, we start telling those stories. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been through a lot of things. I've been through it all, ups and downs, you know, and it's made me who I am today. You feel me? And I'm grateful for it. How about you, Keith?
I think mine is gonna be opposite, where I felt fulfilled, but it wasn't successful in everyone else's eyes. So, me personally, I like to do whatever I like to do. I like to dance, and so I had discovered pole dancing nearby. You know, and I really enjoyed it. Like pole dancing, the dancing in heels, you know, I did all kind of shows, and I would invite people, and only one person in my family showed up. And I felt so fulfilled like doing those shows, even though it was like, what were you doing? Like you barely got anything on. I don't know if I didn't barely have anything on, but you know,
It's up
it was
for
just some high
interpretation.
heels, and you know, right, high heels, and I was covered. Not completely covered, but covered. You
Right.
know, it wasn't like I was stripping. You know, pole dancing and stripping is two different things if you don't know. But it was fulfilling because I was comfortable with my body and with my sexuality. And everyone that was at the show was comfortable with it too. Like people didn't go there to get aroused. It was to actually see, you know, the level of strength really that comes from pole dancing, and see, you know, the dancing, and see people being fulfilled. So it wasn't in a sexual way where I felt like I was, you know, oh man, you know, everyone's looking at me in a sexual manner. It wasn't. It was actually just dancing. And so, but my family didn't see it that way, you know, and they wasn't comfortable with going to these shows, even though it was something that I like to do. So when I say that you're going to do stuff that doesn't make other people comfortable or makes them uncomfortable, or they don't define it as success or fulfillment, even though I felt fulfilled in that moment, it wasn't successful for them. And it wasn't a successful moment for me because they didn't show up. So yeah, you just have to get comfortable on that. But that was like one thing that really stood out for me.
Pole dancing is interesting.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, it's definitely art.
Definitely art. It's beyond art. It really should be. It's so much physicality to it that people don't realize. It requires a lot of core strength, upper body strength, and lower body strength. Like
it's seeing it is just a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Especially when you can do all these different types of tricks on the pole.
Yeah.
I'm not talking sexual.
I'm not saying you are. Listen,
you like,
We're talking about pole dancing, okay? The art of pole dancing. That's it.
Right. It's
and I
amazing.
support it.
Like if you really just sit back and just watch, like even the pole dancing competitions is
Mm-hmm.
really amazing.
Hey,
It's like,
where can you
dang.
watch them?
I don't remember the website, but you can
Okay.
just put
Oh,
it
yeah, I
in
hope.
pole
Well,
dancing competitions.
send that to
It's,
me.
you know, they're trying to get it to be an Olympic event, but
Hey,
society is not
pole
ready for
dancing
that
as
yet.
like they like. Mm, anyways,
Yeah.
that would be fire.
I mean, it is. It really is. If you look back and watch it, like, and the level of strength it takes to do that,
Hmm.
man, it should be an Olympic sport.
I agree, but I don't know who
Who what?
who
Who's
would
going to
be
watch
the
it?
Olympians.
Huh?
I would want to know who would be the Olympians for America. Who we sending out there
Oh, the
for the
best
pole
pole
game?
dancers in America.
You
I
know what I'm saying? Like
I
to be
bet
at
you a
that
lot more
audition,
people. I
I would
guarantee you, right? I
I
guarantee
would
a
pay
lot more people would become more physically fit in pole dancing
because it's an Olympic game.
because it's an Olympic Games. And I guarantee you, everybody's going to watch. People that don't watch the Olympics now will watch the Olympic Games if pole dancing was in there.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. I didn't know that they was trying to make it an Olympic thing, but
Yeah.
I'll definitely
Yeah.
watch for sure. Sign me up. You know what I mean? Moving on, right? I digress. In our next question, right? Our next question, right, is what experiences help you redefine what truly matters in life? Experiences that help. For me, I would say experience that help redefine what truly matters would be when I had my daughter, honestly. She made me more gentle, she made me more understanding of women. And, I come from an era where, they say if you have a daughter as your first child, that's God blessing you, but also giving you a taste of your own medicine. And you got about 18 years before your medicine comes. But that's what they would tell us. Like, your baby, if you came out with a daughter first, nigga, you know what's coming at 18. And I was like, so I got a bunch of years before then, but still
So you
nervous.
think?
See? Let me live in my Delulu land. All right. I got time. Um, I think it helped me truly understand that family matters to me, right? Being a present father matters, in any capacity that I can be. Giving a space for my daughter to be able to communicate things that she can't communicate with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Having an emotional space where she may say some things that may make me uncomfortable. I can't overreact. Like, this is her thought process. This is her mindset. These are I'm I gotta I'm trying to understand. And when I realized that, like, okay, the family matters for me, and the experience of having my daughter, and like even when me and my 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 ex baby mama, when we would get into arguments, my daughter would be like, "Daddy, be nice to mommy," but she would never say, "Mommy, be nice to daddy." I used to be so pissed. Like, wait, hold on. I'm trying. I'm really trying. This is what I'm doing it. I think. But when she would say that, it would be like, okay, as I said, there's always a good way to there's always a better way to do something. And it would always make me think, you know, deeper, you know what I'm saying, differently on how to process these things when she's around, different things like that. I think that another experience for me that really helped me realize things matter was losing my losing some very close people in the last 5 to 7 years. Well, about 10 now, because my the first one that hurt was my uncle died in 2014. Then my cousin, my cousin Taylor Webb, you feel me? Him dying a couple years after that, and well, no, a few years after that, and then my grandma, and then a few niggas, but some of them people I didn't get to make peace with, and some of them I did, right? And I had time to talk to these people. I had times to, you know, say my piece or tell people I love them, but I chose to focus on my goals and my dreams, or I chose to put certain things first that really didn't matter, but they mattered to me due to where I was trying to go. And once these people left, I'm like, damn, I should have called them. Damn, I should have had this text and these different things. So I'm like, okay, now from this point forward, anybody I love, anybody I mess with, I'm gonna call you and check on you, even if you don't check on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it because it's something that I want to do. It's something that matters to me, and it kind of, you never know when you call somebody. You're like, damn, I really need this call. Like, dang, I really appreciate you calling, man, bro. It's good to hear your voice, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta call your brothers and tell them you love them because we suck at that shit. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes
Right.
you call your brother, be like, yo, man, I love you, nigga. You know what I mean? Just call and say what's up, what's good. You know what I mean? Peace. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to extend. It's just, a quick little checkup. And some of those some of my experiences that, helps me understand how life truly matters and what's important to me and what's the difference of enjoying life and surviving. I got tired of surviving. Once you realize what matters, like every day is a good day. Once you care about what matters, everything, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? As long as it don't kill you or put you in jail, we having a good day. That's easier
Right.
said than done. But the
Very
mentality is
true.
important to have. How about you, Keisha?
Um, yeah. Say the question again for me.
What experiences help you redefine what truly matters in life?
Man, it's so many experiences. I mean, definitely losing people. It was 2018. May 2018, I lost my uncle. And then August 2018, I lost my son. And then September 2018, I lost my grandmother. So all within a 6-month period, I lost people that I was close to, you know. Um, and going through that, especially losing my son, um,
Yeah.
man, I went through such a bad state of depression that I didn't
Mm.
even realize how depressed I was. And I stopped showing up for the kids that I had here. You know, I completely detached, you know. And they would say they could see it, they could feel it, but I couldn't at the moment because I was just in such a state of depression. It was consuming me. But like once I got out of that state of depression, I just realized like a lot of things that I was complaining about or, thinking about wasn't worth it. It wasn't. Like after losing people like that, it's like I wanted to become closer with, like you said, like with family, because especially in the Black family, we only see each other at funerals, you
Yeah.
know, and we all say, we need to come together again before the next funeral happens, and guess what? We don't, and then the next funeral comes, and we say the same thing,
How you
and it's
been?
like, right,
You still at that job?
right. It's like I've been in the Navy in 20 years. No, I'm just playing,
You know what I mean? I'm gonna
but
call you, nigga. We said that last funeral.
right, you said that the last funeral, but it's like you have to, like you said, you got to appreciate people. I remember one time I sent my sister and my brother, my mom and dad a text saying, I love them and stuff, and they all called me and asked me what was wrong. I'm like, nothing. I just wanted to say it because in my family, we're not used to saying that. And they thinking I'm over here being suicidal or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, I just want to express, love before we die,
Right.
because that day is coming. But
It's on the way.
yeah, those that kind of shaped my thinking. And then having kids after that, having my rainbow kids is what they call them after you've lost a baby and then have another baby after. Um,
Damn.
Having them,
Rainbow kid.
it's yeah, they call them rainbow kids.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't know
Not
that. I didn't know that. I don't know nothing about that.
yeah. Or they'd be like, "Oh, you're a rainbow baby." Um After that, I mean, I was still scared,
Mm-hmm.
like certain things trigger me, like certain dates would trigger me. Like
Yeah.
the day that I lost my son is would be days that I would need to go and get an ultrasound. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please let there be a heartbeat. And then like with when I had my daughter, because she was an emergency C-section. So of course I'm like freaking out.
Mm.
And but once I had her, once she was out and once I held her, is like nothing else mattered in the world at that point. But it was those moments of having more kids. I'm like, okay, what, certain things just didn't matter. You know, not having this humongous house didn't matter. Not having the fanciest car didn't matter. I need to have a car to fit all of them in here. That's all
Yeah.
I'm
You
concerned
need a
about
van
this
now.
time.
No more cars.
I ain't getting no van.
Only
But
made it a Chevy
yeah,
van.
we gonna get an SUV. We ain't getting no van. But even
Yeah.
like in the house, it's like, okay, I don't need a bigger house. I need to make what works with what I have. So I'm like, okay, let's turn this garage into a playroom, get all the toys in here. So it's like
Yeah.
spending more time with them and then at the same time creating a better childhood for them is what matters. And that's what kind of showed me with all the death that was happening
Mm-hmm.
is that, making them feel alive while they're alive, given, having them have that feeling. And that kind of fulfilled me even in that sense, like just knowing that they're fulfilled.
Mm. No, that's beautiful, right? Now you did say something, right, that I thought was interesting. I wanted to ask you a question on it.
Hmm.
Um, you said that you started neglecting on, taking care of your kids as well as yourself, the ones that were the ones that made it. You know what I'm saying? So my
Right.
question to you is what was some of the how did you get what were some of the things you did to get back there to where you started loving yourself, you started loving on your kids a little bit more. Yeah, you started slowly but surely seeing that you're getting out of the depression while knowing that you were still in it.
Actually them telling me,
Mm.
mom, you don't give us hugs anymore. Mom, you're always in your room, things like that. That helped me kind of get out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I fully healed and got out of depression until maybe a couple years ago. Like I said,
Mm.
this happened in 2018. But
Gotcha.
like to fully come out of it, it took me a long time.
Mm.
But just them telling me kind of helped. Okay, well, I need to be more present. I need to show up more. And even though in my mind I'm trying to deal with everything that's happening,
Right.
um, they were always there. They stayed there. Like they would even cry with me, and and they were like my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
In that, and it's crazy. Like now that sit back and think about it, it's like they supported me during the darkest time, you know,
Mm.
and they didn't, give up on me. They just kind of try to, get me back into being me. But like I said, I didn't fully get back into being me until more recently.
Right.
But, you know, nobody showed up. And my sister did, though. I have to say, my sister does show up. And every
Mm.
year she sends me, which is crazy. Every year she sends me a message on that day that he died, my son had died, and she'll send me a message, like auntie remembers you and and stuff like that. And she's the only one who does that. And it's crazy because she won't remember nothing else in life. But for some reason, she always remembered to call me or text me on that day. And it's just crazy. Like she's the only one who does that. And I just find that amazing because me and my sister, we don't talk all the time. And so for her to do that, I think that helped too. So even every anniversary, she would do that. So
That is beautiful. When it's love in the air, the ones that love you don't want to see you hurt. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And I think community and people that care about you deeper, not more, not better, but deeper.
right.
Those type of things happen. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shout out, sis. You know what I mean? Shout out, sis. Yeah, we hold it down. You feel me? Every year. You feel me? Um,
Every year.
I love that, man. I think that's beautiful. Find your community, find your tribe, find your people, It will sometimes it's gonna be your children that hold you down, like Big Keith, you feel me? Sometimes it's gonna be sometimes, you never know who's gonna be your community, but always be open to who comes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now have some discernment, all right? You know what I'm saying? Have some discernment. But
Definitely, because in those moments when you're down, trust me, those lower level demons is coming too. They
you're gonna
all
get
coming for you
listen, when
at
you're low
this.
like that, you go this nine
Yes,
times out of 10, you go give the devil a chance and you ain't even
you
gonna know he
you
the
are
devil. Know
right.
she the
He
devil.
plotting on it. He plotting on your
You feel me?
demise too. So definitely have
Uh,
discernment.
please. But I digress, right? Our next question, right, for the day is how do you now measure success internally instead of externally? Make this short and sweet, right? Because we kind of spoke about it a lot through this last four. But as far as measuring internal success versus external success, right? Again, a lot of my internal success comes from my peace, my joy, my happiness, my serenity, my understanding for myself, the way that I'm loving on myself, um, things that I thought were loving on myself, like eating gummy worms and drinking, smoking all the time. You know what I'm saying? Those used to come off as fulfillments, but really they were just external things that were helping me or stopping me from the things that I was running from internally. Meditation for me. Um, I measure through my meditation. You know what I'm saying? How I'm impacting others, how I'm impacting myself. I got this thing that I do. It's called two good deeds a day. Take the pain away. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It don't matter who it is.
Okay.
Just two good deeds a day. Just try it for a week. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a nigga fruit to $1 to $20. It just depends. You know what I mean? But the deed has to really be a deed. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be searching for it. You'll know. You're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's the start of your philanthropist journeys. You know what I'm saying? As far as my external measurement of success, right? I no longer live in that place. That place for me has changed drastically. Because now I'm at a space where I can do what I love comfortably. I can do what I love with no hiccups, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's 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 effortless now to be me. It's effortless now to love me. It's effortless now to love others. Through me structuring my measures of internal success. Meditating, making sure that I'm going out to the gym. You know what I'm saying? If you take medicine, make sure you're taking that medicine. You know what I'm saying? To my niggas, man, make sure we going to the doctor in that
Right.
checkup. You know what I'm
Please.
saying?
Please.
You know what I'm saying? All
Please
of us,
go.
including me, man. I fall short of glory. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Listen, I don't got it right, but we trying to, and that's why this is a journey, not a destination. You know what I'm saying? But I urge us all, to find that internal success. You know what I'm saying? And figure out the measures early. You know what I mean? Kind of what matters. And that's kind of how I measure my success internally. Meditation, love the way I love myself. Um, how I talk to myself, how I talk to people. You know what I'm saying? My execution. You know, daily systems. Really, systems really help me out a lot with uh measuring my internal success over my external for sure. I can't deny that at all. How about you, Keith?
I'm pretty much in agreement with everything that you said. Like the only thing that I could add for me would be um the way I react to situations. Um as far as measuring my success. Things that I used to get upset about, I don't get upset about, or, I see someone that does something and that I don't agree with or don't like. I try to understand like why they made the
Hmm.
decision,
Right.
or, think about like you have no idea what's going on with that person. They could be having a bad day. And I always try to keep that in the forefront. Like, these people could be having a worse day than what you're having. and I'm already having a bad day. So I just always think that it could be worse for them. So
Yeah.
I've just that's one way I measure, like, okay, well, yeah, Keisha, you could have went off a whole nother tangent, or you could have definitely did something totally different, but you didn't.
Right.
You let them be, or you gave comfort, and
Mm.
and you, like you said, like, people don't realize you just checking up on somebody can help save them,
Right.
because I did do that recently, like the other day with my friend. I just messaged her, like, hey girl, how you doing? And she's like, thank you for checking to see how I was doing. I'm like, yeah, because I know you're going through some stuff, but make it like a regular thing, not just when you're going through some stuff. So that's a
Right.
goal.
No, I agree 100%, man. I support that. And this message is supported by J&D Convos. We support all love and respect and enjoyment. You feel me? Our next question, right, for today is what kind of life feels meaningful to you today, present? You know, what kind of
What
life feels
kind of
meaningful?
life?
Like, is
Oh,
there
my
like
life?
like okay,
like
not
like
present, right? If
what?
we
Like,
if we can live hypothetical, let's live
oh,
in a
okay.
hypothetical world. Like if
Oh,
what kind of life is meaningful to you today, right? Like if you could have any life, any meaningful life in the world right now, having all the things that you say you need to have this meaningful life, what would that require?
mm. Well, I like to daydream, so here we go,
Yeah.
exposing one of my daydreams. So
Yeah.
having that life will definitely be, um for me, the physical, of having that life, which would mean I have a 3,000 plus square foot home
Okay.
on at least 5 acres of land, with some animals and a pond, and the kids just riding around on dirt bikes, and us having walkie talkies throughout the house, because we don't know which wing we're in. We're going to call them wings from now on, not just rooms. I'm in the west wing, or I'm in the north wing. Like, hey, where you at? That's what I embody.
Nice.
And then just me not ever having to pump gas again, ever. You know,
You say that every time.
I-
Gas and trash, right?
gas. I don't mind the trash, but
Okay,
gas.
okay. All right. You
Not
definitely an
having
anomaly. One in a billion, man.
to.
Who's ever said
Yeah,
that as a
the
woman?
gas, the gas,
Yeah.
and and just being able to just wake up and be like, hey, I think I'm gonna try and open me up a bakery today, and just bake some stuff, and be in the kitchen and be in the garden and stuff like that. That's my idea, or my fantasy.
Mm, okay. Well, you're gonna have a garden, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I gotta double check. Because you said
No,
everything but a
definitely.
garden. I
I
was
did. I said in gardening and stuff. Yeah,
okay.
being
I double
garden.
check. I said double check. My bad.
Definitely
Maybe I
gonna have
wasn't
yeah, full on garden. Sheesh.
um a life for me that would be meaningful, right? Hypothetically, I would say I would be like the top motivational speaker, right? Um, I'll have like a nonprofit organization that has an academy, right? That focus on kids development, you know what I'm saying, on life earlier instead of like waiting until we get out of high school. We gotta prepare them to be ready for adulthood in high school.
Mm.
Having my family, little compound, you know what I mean, a little garden. Gotta have a studio. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm really being crazy with it, I need my house to be under the house. You know what I'm saying? So we got the house that's the property, but then 60 feet down, you feel me? The real
Oh
house
Lord.
is downstairs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? On some Dexter shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Don't
That's
have a
what I want.
fallout.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Fire. Nah, but and just impacting people, you know, and my family. You know what I mean? Having my family, my tribe, my people that I can love on, be loved by. You know what I'm saying? And leaving a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Leaving something that people can listen to and and remember. You know, like for me, you know, I still I still bump Nipsey Hussle. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like I'm gonna hear another song from him tomorrow, but it's just
Hustle and motivate.
you feel me? He did something for me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He
definitely.
did something for me, and being from Cali and seeing him and watching him make it feel so possible, you know, and so real
Mm.
and so tangible. You know what I'm saying? And then like when you start listening to him deeper, you start realizing, oh, this nigga reading and the stuff he
Right.
reading and the stuff that he's weaponizing himself with.
Yeah.
You would have never thought that this person would have it because upon the appearance, he's automatically being judged by his appearance, but his mind was something that was impeccable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I still listen, and I got a little motivational playlist that I have, and he's on there. And it's like all of the best Nipsey Hussle quotes and different things like that. One of my favorite interviews is with him and Gary V. And
Mm.
he talks about what it means to be a radical. Fire. You know what I'm saying? But uh, that's just as far as meaningful. Hypothetically, that's what I would like my life to envision to be. Um, Meaningful. Oh yeah. Also, all my nephews come through for the summer and nieces. They all come to the crib for the summer. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I'm the uncle house that come through. Oh, we're going to uncles for the summer. Everybody come,
Right.
all the kids. You know what I'm saying? We got never land for my niggas. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And just, really build the kids, really build structure, really build love and give them memories that I have with my uncles
Right.
and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That would be something that would be meaningful for me, hypothetically. Um, our last question for the day, right, is a great question, I must say. Please let us know if any of these questions trump you or make you feel any way, or you think about these questions, or our answers inspire you in any way. Make sure you leave something in the comment for us so we can talk about it and potentially bless y'all in the future. Our last question for the day is: if success is truly a journey, what values do you want guiding that journey?
Mm.
Off top integrity, for sure, for me.
Right. Right.
Uh
Definitely. Yeah.
um the way
Courage.
the way you handle me in person, I need you to handle me that same way by yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? The way I handle myself in person, I want to make sure I'm doing it by myself. Integrity, um, accountability, loyalty, um, trust in myself and the people. Train those you trust, train those you trust, and then trust those you train. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that I'm fucking make sure I'm giving everybody what they need. You know what I'm saying? And God,
Mm.
you know, I didn't, when I used to date back in the day, I would never like put God first. I would look for if she's cute, if she gonna pay, gonna take care of me. I'm joking, but I'm not. No, I'm joking. I'm fucking with y'all. But I used to look for things that were coming from a survival instinct. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm no longer surviving. I'm living. I'm able to look at a woman for what she truly deserves and who she truly is. And I'm no longer superficially looking for things. I'm looking for a more deeper interconnection when it comes to these things. So for me, God, be somebody that really, is working on a walk. I don't need you to be, you know what I mean? I don't want no saint because them be the worst. Preach your daughter. Woo! Stay away from her. But anyways, I do want somebody that's willing to take that walk. You feel me? Because that's the walk I'm trying to take. You know what I'm saying? Those are just some of the morals and integrities that I want to have for myself. Um, I mean values that I would like to have. Keisha, how about you?
Definitely courage. Um, I just want to make sure that my family have the courage to do what's right all the time, say
Mm,
what they feel,
mm,
in a respectful manner, and just, to do, when I think about courage is doing what you know is right, even when
yeah.
the other people are, doing is wrong, and you having the courage to step up and telling them that what they're doing is wrong, you know,
Mm,
because then I think that breeds even more courage amongst other people. So definitely that,
yeah.
having honor, you know, and trust, and like you said, God, definitely, because I mean, once you put God in the forefront, worse, um, you will see your whole life change. And at first, I didn't think that it was going to change anything. I didn't think that praying was changing anything at all. But the things I had asked to be delivered from, I was
Yeah.
delivered from.
Mm,
And it's crazy now that I sit back and think about it, because in the moments and the times when I was praying for it and it wasn't happening, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna be stuck. Um, but but yeah, definitely putting him first, and trying and staying on that straight path, on that path that he has for you. There's gonna be some bumps along the road and obstacles thrown. It's all in how you gonna navigate it.
yes, ma'am.
You gonna give in, or you gonna swim. So those are definitely things that those were probably like my top three. But I
Well, you
agree
know niggas
with
can't
everything that
swim.
you said. Better learn.
You
You
better
gotta
learn.
learn how to swim. You gotta
You know what I mean?
learn how
Niggas
to
don't need a
swim.
boat. You know what I'm saying? A little
Right.
paddle or something, a little resist. What's some little jackets they used to put on niggas so they don't
The
drown?
the
Yeah,
vest.
yeah. I
Yeah.
need that.
That's
We
all
we
you
need to
need
see
is a
that.
K-pop. But yeah, like yeah, you're gonna have to learn how to swim. You coming to my house, you better know how you gonna learn how to swim. You
Oh
gonna
man,
learn how
I
to swim.
agree. You know what I mean? We don't baby nobody over here. You feel me?
Right.
You gonna get this work. Listen, man, that's some good food right there. That's some
You
good
say you
food.
gonna get this work.
You gonna get this work automatically.
Oh,
You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
you better
As
give him
always,
his
man. So
dues
in
now.
conclusion, that's some good food. That's some good food, right? Also, I want you guys to really redefine your success. You know what I'm saying? Redefine what matters to you. You know what I'm saying? Your values will change as you grow, depending on the tax bracket, depending on the level of emotional intelligence that you are at, will determine the values and things that you may look for. Right? So, listen to this, guys. Success is not a fixed destination; it's an evolving understanding of purpose, fulfillment, and growth. And as your journey continues, show your definition of success. As always, we got the quote of the day, right? And then we got the word of the week. Keisha, do you have anything before I pull out what I'm about to pull out?
Um, I just have to tell the people, just trust yourself. Trust in God and trust yourself in this journey and in the process.
Mm,
Um, don't let don't let people define your success, and don't let them
never,
define your fulfillment. You know,
never.
let your
So we got the
fulfillment be
quote of the week, right?
based on feelings.
No fillers, no chaser. Quote of the week, right? Is if you train hard, you will not only be hard, you'll be hard to beat. And that's coming from Herschel Walker. Right.
Mm,
Uh our
okay.
word of the day, right? Today. The word of the day for the day um would be word of the day would be acceptance. Right? And the reason why I pick acceptance today is because through the adjustment of all journeys, the most important thing you can have. Once you accept it, that allows yourself to know that you're aware of it, and then awareness gives you the probabilities and the tools to fix it and to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, big or small. You know what I'm saying? And I urge you all to live your motherfucking life. Fuck these niggas.
Facts.
Respectfully. Well, as always,
Do
right?
you?
You feel me? As always, y'all. Thanks for having me, Keish. If I give us this outro, you know what I mean? Then you want to bless the ladies with?
Stay strong. You got this.
I'll take it. And as always, guys, this is a journey, not a destination, right? And remember, the deeper you travel within yourself, the clearer success begins to look. It's your boy, Canadian, signing out.
Don't worry about me. I'm just turning over my leaf, and my last one is complete. You can stay. Don't worry about me. I'm just turning over my leaf. Heat my deposit, I leave. It's complete. You can stay, 'cause I'm turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. Turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaf. I'm just turning over my leaves. I'm just turning over my leaves.